Okay, so hello. All right. Hi, guys. Hey, guys. Okay, so I was in the shower and I had this download from my guides, and they said, you need to share your heart clearing experience that you had yesterday. It will be really helpful for the collective right now. And I don't know if it's because we have solar light codes coming through at like a really intense pace, the 3-eye Atlas comet that just came through with its codes and messages, or the fact that Venus just went into Scorpio. And so we're being guided to go deeper within to our heart and do that like really deep clearing that Scorpio is really good for. And so yesterday I was doing a meditation and I was doing okay, so the meditation is not important. So yesterday I was doing a meditation, and in my meditation, all of a sudden I was transported into my heart space, and I have like this little vessel in my heart space that is like a safety container. So I can go in there first before I move into the astral planes. It's a way to protect me from external entities or things that I don't want inside. It's a layer of protection. And I have a guardian, and her name's Sarah. And she's really bubbly and funny. And I think it's hilarious because I have a friend named Sarah, actually several friends named Sarah, and they're both bubbly and just so beautiful. So she was there, and I'm like, okay, well, like, where am I going today? What's the plan? Because I was just open to receiving. I didn't have any intention aside from being told what I needed to know for today. And she turned to me and she's like, actually, we need to heal your heart. There's a crack here. We need to seal this off and do some repairs. Oh, okay. And so I released into that healing in a way I have not ever done. And it just flooded my body. It was just so beautiful. And I'm like, wow, what is this? I felt the waves of grief kind of come up to be released. And it was beautiful. And then after that, that was pretty much the gist of the meditation. And then afterwards, to ground, I went outside for a walk. And as I'm walking on my land, I have a farm, and I'm walking, and I'm just feeling these waves of grief come up. And I'm wondering, are these mine? Are they Earth's? Where is this grief coming from? But I just breathed and I allowed it to flow through me, just trusting that as a conduit, I don't need to be attached to it, but I get curious. You want to know, right? So I afterwards I sat down and I worked with my pendulum. I like to work with my pendulum. Sometimes I practice something called the emotion code by Dr. Bradley Nelson. And it's just basically going through a series of yes or no questions based on the premise that our body stores trapped emotions that we haven't processed. And you can do muscle testing. I find it easier to use a pendulum. So if you don't, I have a pendulum right here. So if you don't have a pendulum, grab a necklace or a pendant that's got some weight to it, and then you can use that as well. So I just sat with it and I just asked it a series of yes or no questions. And if you don't know how to do pendulum work, just do a quick Google search. There's many different ways to do it. I keep it really simple. I pick up a pendulum and I say, would you like to work with me? Or I can say, sorry, you would start with, show me a yes, and it would move in a direction. For me, it's counterclockwise. You can say, show me a no, and it will move in a different direction. And for me, it's back and forth. And then I'll ask, would you like to work with me? And sometimes I get a no. Sometimes they just don't want to work with me. I have pendulums in my collection that are only for clients. It won't ask or it won't answer questions for me, just for my clients. And so you just start with that, and then you can say, do I have a trapped emotion that's ready to be released? Yes or no. And then you can ask a whole bunch of series of questions. And I think you can look this information up as well. But for me, because I already knew it was specific to my heart and I knew the feeling was grief, I'd already done a lot of that work ahead of time. So it was really easy. So then I said, is this grief mine? Yes. Is this grief absorbed from others? No. And then I kept going around like, is this grief ancestral? And is this grief multidimensional? And through my series of my questions, I got clarity on what this was about. Now, That was easier for me because I had done some work with what's called a heart wall. So most of people, most of humanity have this. It's a heart wall. We have this wall built up around our hearts of layered, suppressed emotions that we haven't felt safe to deal with. So maybe we had a traumatic experience, maybe a family member passed, and we weren't able to process the emotions in the way we would have liked to based on societal expectations or what we felt were familial obligations or how we were expected to behave in front of others regarding how we felt about this situation, right? That's just an example. So we slowly build up these walls, and they're sometimes helpful because sometimes they can help protect us from really searing pain, but we eventually need to start to slough off this energetic encasement. So think of it as dirt and mud packing over this diamond. Eventually you got to clean it off so you can get the bright shine again of who you are. And so you could be asking these questions and it might be saying, no, 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 you're fine, da, 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 da. You might have a heart wall. We all have trapped emotions. Like, let's be real. Even if you've cleared them all, you'll get another one that you have to clear, which is fine. It's part of the experience of being a human. So if you're feeling numb, you lack empathy, you're just finding it difficult to connect, you might be working with that. So you can just ask, do I have a heart wall? Yes or no? Yeah, okay, great. Are there any emotions that are ready to be released? Maybe there are, maybe there aren't. You're going to have more than one as well. So trust in that. I believe you can look the Motion Code app online, and I believe there's free resources for the series of questions, as well as the trapped emotions and where they're stored in your body, and then how you can ask the questions in the protocol. So I'm not discussing that here. I'm just kind of talking about how I did mine to give you a baseline to sort of get you started. And so anyway, as I was going through this and asking these questions, I realized that I had a lot of, and then you can ask the time frame. So I asked, okay, I found out this was mine that I had accumulated at this lifetime. And the range was, after childbirth. And and I'm going to get completely vulnerable. It had to do with me not feeling aligned with my soul's purpose and not working towards it. And that I had been putting it on the back burner to serve others. So I kind of had taken on a martyr role. And that's okay. Excellent feedback. How do I now navigate that, right? That's another story for another day. And so then I was like, okay, is this ready to be released? And it was like, yeah. After I had asked some more questions, like not doing a really good job at straightforward explaining this. So when you ask the question, do I have this stored emotion? You can then ask, is this ready to be released? Do I need to know or you could ask, do I need to know any more information? And sometimes it'll be like, nope, just go ahead and release it. Other times it's like, yeah. And so when I realized this was my emotion that I had from this lifetime, and it wanted to tell me more, so I started asking the questions. When did I get this? And so did I have this in my childhood? No. Teens? No. Young adult? No. After kids? Yes. Oh, then I asked some more clarifying questions of what it was regarding. Is this about my children? No. About my husband? No. Was this about my soul path and not feel like, I don't know, sometimes the questions just randomly come to you. So you're like, this is my guidance. This is what I need to know. And it was about my not following my soul path. And then I was like, okay, great. Now that I know this, is there any other things that I need to know? No. Great. Is this ready to be cleared? Yep. Okay. So then to clear it, you just set the intention. You rub your hands. You are powerful. You are powerful. You don't need special training for this. You don't. You set your intention. I intend the energy around me and in me to be cleared of this emotion from my heart wall, from my heart, from whatever body system is ready to be cleared. I intend that when I do this next action, and I'll show you, that it will be cleared. You are powerful. You can do this. You don't need anyone to do it for you. You can get somebody to do it for you. It's also very lovely. But you don't need it, okay? You are powerful. So rub your hands and you just release. So you release the governing meridian, and it runs from your nose all the way down the bottom to your lower spine. You'll just do what you can reach. So for me, I'll just imagine energy is coming from your hand. You're going to rub from your forehead down as far as you can your back. Flick it off. And you keep going. Count to 10. Count to 10. You will yawn. You won't always yawn, but you will likely yawn as a way to release it. Then I was like, I'm going to keep going with this. I'm curious. Is this ancestral? Is there grief in here as well that's ancestral? Yes. Can I clear it? Yes. Do I need to know any information? No. Okay, great. So I cleared it. Ancestral takes more time. So you'll definitely have to go to 10, maybe 11 or 12. And then I said, is there grief in my body from my multidimensional lives or any of my parallel past lives, concurrent lives right now? Yeah. Do I need to know anything about this? Nope. Okay, great. Can I release this now? Yeah. Okay, so I did it. I got up and I felt so light. I felt so grounded and so centered and in my heart. It was just absolutely glorious. So I highly encourage you to give this a shot. I apologize. I wasn't concise. I wasn't straightforward. I didn't do it perfectly sequentially. You can go look this up. This information is likely free. If it's not, get the book from the library. It's so helpful. And with that, that's my experience. That's the thing that my guides have wanted me to share with you today. And I wish nothing but the best for you and your heart, because once we're in our hearts and we can feel things, we can act from a higher state of alignment than from a fear, scarcity, protection mode. When we live in our higher hearts, in our open hearts, I feel, it's my perception, that we lead more authentic, meaningful, embodied lives. And not that your life isn't not meaningful right now at all, because it is. You matter as you are right now. You are perfect as you are right now, playing your role in this beautiful life of humanity. I'm just of the mind and the mindset that I want to get better and better and better as I grow. That I don't want to stay stuck in a same cycle of sameness, because that's just what I'm used to. I like to get uncomfortable and test my edges. So I offer this practice to you as a way to expand your beingness and the love and the capacity of pure light that you can hold and share with the world. So much light and love and blessings to you. I'm so thrilled that you've anchored your light here right now at this time on Earth. And I can't wait to co-create more with you. So sending you all my love.